Hello, everyone. Uh, Here I am with another lesson, a little mini lesson for us when we are looking at simplifying numerical equations. Okay, simplifying numerical equations. This is kind of one of the new things that you will see on Blackboard under the assignments, and this is something that you can try if you would like to. So I'm also going to give you a little instruction on that. Okay. So for these, this is pretty straightforward. We want to do all the operations, whether it's adding, subtracting, multiplication, or division. And one of the things that you will see as we continue with math is things that are in parentheses. These things here, things that are in parentheses, you want to make sure that you do those first, or whatever's inside of those, you have to do that before you do anything else. Okay. So to start, what you're going to do is I like to do each individual one, and you know me, I like to write things out. So to start, we have 6 plus 2 in parentheses multiplied by 2 plus 7 in parentheses. Now remember, when there are two parentheses right next to each other, it's the same way when we had a number in a variable. That means we're multiplying, okay? So in order to multiply these two parentheses together, I first have to add. 6 plus 2 is 8. And 2 plus 7 is 9. Okay? So now I have what is in my parentheses. And if you want to write them out, if you want to keep the parentheses there, you can. But you really don't need to if you want to write it out this way. And remember, if they're next to each other, anytime parentheses are next to each other, we're multiplying. So our answer is 8 times 9, which is 72. That's it. That's all that you do for these simplifying things. So you'll see each one have an equal sign, and that's what we're trying to find out is what these are equal to. All right, pretty straightforward. So let's go on to the next one. So these are just a few of the examples that I'm going to show you of what you will see on the sheet for classwork. Again, if you want to attempt to try those, that'll be perfectly fine. Okay, so let's go on to number 2, the second one. Got a little bit different here. So you see, in number 1, I just had them next to each other, and that means we're multiplying. But then there are some where they will actually tell you in the middle that they want you to multiply too. So in essence, we could have had these next to each other and took the sign out. That's why I wanted to show you. This is multiplication, and that sign means multiplication also. Okay? So don't let that distract you because they have that sign in there. It's still the same thing. Okay? So let's go through this. 7 minus 3 in parentheses multiplied by 5 plus 9 in parentheses. Okay? So I want to start. 7 minus 3 is 4 times 5 plus 9 was at 14. Those are our answers. So now, sorry about that, put my angle there. Now we have 4 times 14. All right. Now I know this is a little bit higher than our usual timetables that we go to or that we're comfortable with, but these are the essence of things where you want to try to get comfortable with a calculator. So just try to go through those. And if you feel stuck, use a calculator. It's not there to harm you. It's there to help you. Just don't overuse it. Okay. So 4 times 14. Let me write this out so I make sure I get the right answer. I'm gonna go a little bit old school here. Okay. So 14 times 4. So I'm gonna go 4 times 4. I get my 16, and I carry my 1 here. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So 4 times 14 is 56. And yes, this is a different way of doing multiplication timetables. Um, like I always say, do what you're comfortable with. Um, if there's another method that you use, that is perfectly fine if you're comfortable doing it that way. You do not have to change the structure of how your brain works just to fit what your teacher wants you to do. Okay? And if you're getting the right thing, then hopefully, like what I try to do with you guys, is I try to enforce the way that you learn and reinforce it so that it helps you understand the concepts easier and better. So basically, I'm learning right along with you. All right. So let's move on to number 3. So we have it a little bit different now. We have subtraction sign in the middle. We're dealing with a little bit of multiplication, a little bit of division. That's fine. We can do that. Okay. So we have 5 times 3 in parentheses minus 12 divided by 6 in parentheses. So my 5 times 3, I get 15. I'm going to subtract. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So my answer is 15 minus 2 is 13. All right. 13. And for our last example here, I'm actually kind of like this way so you can kind of still see all the above problems that we've done. So yeah, that I do enjoy this little spacey format here. Okay. So last one, we have, see, different sign. Now we're looking at division. Okay. So we have 55 minus 10 in parentheses divided by 12 minus 7 in parentheses. All right. So let's get to it. 55 minus 10 will give me 45. Bring down my division. 12 minus 7 is 5. So now we have 45 divided by 5, which will give us 9. Okay? All right, so those are some examples of simplifying numerical equations. Remember, we say equations because of the equal sign. Okay? So this is just a little mini kind of lesson to help you along with those assignments. If you would like to do those, if you'd like to try those out, I welcome you to. They'll be there along with all the other work that we have been doing so far. I'm going to make sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So I believe I covered majority of the examples. And as you can see here, we just go through those. Keep looking at these. Remember, parentheses. You do what's inside of those first before you do the operation. 2 parentheses next to each other means we multiply. And then whatever they tell you to do afterwards, you want to do that once you completed getting your numbers and your answers there. I hope that you all are doing well. I really do appreciate you guys looking at the videos, following along with the lessons, and getting the work done. I know it's a bit challenging, but we will get through this together. I miss you all, and I hope you all have a good day. All right.